So recap shows you how your portfolio changed over time in the past, and fast forward lets you model real life situations and see how they affect your net worth in the future. In simple terms, Kubera lets you add some rules to your portfolio and see based on those rules how your net worth is going to look like in the future. Once you come in, Kubera already has some template rules added for you based on which it is projecting the net worth into the future, like 1 month, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years from now. And you can click on any of these cards to see the calculation that went behind the projected net worth number based on these rules. So I'm clicking on this card and here is the calculation. And these rules, you can click on these blue links and tweak them based on your requirement. And when you change something, these numbers will be recalculated. And once you're comfortable with these rules, you can add more rules. These rules are pretty self-explanatory. If you just read it, you'll understand what they're going to do. So for example, here it says value of all assets to change by 5% per year. And here 5% per year is underlined because that's what that you can change here. As if you take another example, if you want to give a growth rate to a particular asset, this is the one you should choose. It says value of this asset underlined to change by 7% per year, which is also underlined. It also gives an example of this rule below it. You can use these rules as building blocks to create the scenario that you want to build. All these rules are grouped into 4 buckets: rules that will affect your assets, debts, rules that you can use to model your income, and expense. Once you have spotted the rule that you need to add, just click on add and then click on the blue links to tweak it. So in this case, I'm supposed to select an asset of mine. So I'll search for it, hit done, and then set the growth rate that I want to set for it. And you can see as I change things here, these numbers will change. And you can have multiple scenarios too. So you can compare between them how things are going to change. You can also compare these scenarios using a chart, and you can see how things change over time into the future. Any point in this chart, you can click and see the calculation that went behind these numbers. So this chart shows you the net worth lines from different scenarios. You can also select net worth plus cash for this scenario. So basically it shows how much of your net worth is your cash. You can also see a cash flow chart for the time period that you have selected for every scenario.